You haven't been busy, you've been hiding, and deep down, you already know, hiding behind the scroll, hiding behind, I'm tired, hiding behind the plans you never execute and the goals you revisit every Sunday night like they owe you something. You know the feeling. That quiet guilt that sits in your chest when the day ends and you know, you didn't give it what it deserved. That's not exhaustion talking, that's your potential knocking, and you keep not answering. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Most people are not struggling because life is too hard. They're struggling because they are too comfortable. Comfort is seductive. It doesn't look like failure. It looks like rest. It feels like self-care. It sounds reasonable. But there is a version of rest that restores you. And there is a version of rest that slowly buries you. One fills you up. The other keeps you small. And if you're being honest with yourself right now, you know which one you've been choosing. Every morning the alarm goes off and you negotiate. Every time the work gets hard, you find a reason to pause. Every time the dream feels far, you find a distraction that feels close. And the days stack, and the weeks disappear, and one day you look up and realize the life you were going to build it last year. That is the cost of hiding. Not one bad day, a life lived below what you were capable of. And the worst part, you tell yourself a story about it. I needed that break. I'll be more focused tomorrow. Things will slow down and then I'll really go for it. But things never slow down. Life does not hand you a clear runway. The noise doesn't stop. The responsibilities don't disappear. The perfect moment you're waiting for, it was never coming. The people who made it didn't wait for calm. They built in the chaos. They locked in while life was loud, while the circumstances were against them, while nobody believed in them yet. That is not inspiration. That is just the truth of how it works. You want the life, you build it in the mess, not after it. So here's what I need you to understand. The grind is not about talent. It is not about who wakes up on fire every morning full of energy, never doubting, never struggling. That person does not exist. The ones you admire, the ones who built something real, they had the same mornings you have, the same doubt, the same tired, the same voice asking, is this even worth it? The difference, they didn't wait to feel ready. They moved first, and the feeling followed. See, most people have it backwards. They're waiting for motivation to arrive before they start. But motivation doesn't come before the work. It comes because of the work. You don't get locked in and then grind. You grind until you're locked in. Momentum is not a gift. It is a result. You build it by starting, by pushing past the resistance, by doing the thing before you feel like doing it. And here's where it gets real. Discipline is not a personality trait. It is a decision you make before the moment arrives. Locked in people don't negotiate with themselves at 6 a.m. That decision was made the night before. The phone goes down. The alarm is set, the plan is written, and when the moment comes, there is no debate, only execution. That is what separates them, not superhuman ability, a made-up mind. Let me ask you something. Think about the last time you were truly locked in, truly in it. Phone away, distractions gone, completely consumed by the work. Remember how that felt, not the tiredness after, the feeling during. That clarity, that purpose, that sense that you were exactly where you were supposed to be, doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing. That is not a coincidence. That is who you actually are when you stop hiding from yourself. That person shows up every time you choose the work over the comfort. Every single time. The locked-in version of you is not some distant future version. It is not someone you have to become. It is who you already are, underneath the excuses, underneath the distractions, underneath the comfortable lies. You've met that version of yourself before. The only question is, are you willing to let them stay? So how do you actually lock in? How do you stay there when the world is built to pull you apart? First, you eliminate the exit doors. Most people fail not because they lack willpower, but because they left room to quit. They made the goal optional. They gave themselves an out. The workout is not, if I feel like it. It is scheduled. It is non-negotiable. It is already decided. You don't ask yourself if you feel like doing the work. You ask yourself what kind of person you are. And then you act like that person. Second, you cut the noise. There will be people who don't understand your schedule, people who say you're working too hard, people who call your focus obsession. Here's what you need to know about those people. They are not worried about you. They are uncomfortable with themselves. Your standards remind them of the standards they abandoned. You owe them nothing. You owe the future version of yourself everything. Third, you respect the compound effect. You will not see results tomorrow. You may not see them next week. But every rep you do that no one sees, every hour you invest when no one is watching, every day you show up when you had every reason not to, it is all compounding, quietly, invisibly, undeniably. And one day it will show up all at once and everyone will call it overnight success. You will know the truth. Small actions daily, Without exception, that is the whole formula. That has always been the whole formula. And here is one more thing about the grind that nobody prepares you for. It gets lonely. When everyone else is relaxing and you're still working, when they're celebrating the weekend and you're protecting your Saturday morning, when people stop inviting you places because they already know your answer, that silence can feel like you're doing something wrong. You are not doing something wrong. You are doing something rare. The price of an extraordinary life is an ordinary level of discomfort. Every day, not once, not when it's convenient, every day. The people who came out the other side of that, who built the thing, who reached the level, who became who they set out to be, they all paid that price. And every single one of them will tell you the same thing. It was worth it. Not almost worth it. Not kind of worth it. Worth every lonely Saturday. Worth every early morning nobody saw. Worth every moment you stayed when leaving would have been easier. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where the work needs to find you. So let it. Now I need you to hear this. There is going to be a moment, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, when everything in you says stop. Not because the dream isn't worth it, not because you aren't capable, but because it is hard and you're tired and the results haven't arrived yet and the doubt is louder than the drive. That moment is not a sign to stop. That moment is the test. That is the exact point where the people who make it separate from the people who almost did. Almost. That is the most painful word in the language of potential. Almost built it. Almost got there. Almost became who they were supposed to be. Don't let that be your story. When the moment hits, lock in harder. Not because it gets easy. Not because the fear disappears. But because you decided who you were going to be, and that person does not quit. Think about your future self right now. That person is watching every choice you make today. Every morning you rise when you want to stay down, they get stronger. Every distraction you refuse, they get sharper. Every hour you give to the work instead of the escape, they get closer. You are building them right now. Or you are abandoning, you are making that choice right now. This moment, this day, the grind is not punishment. The grind is proof. Proof that you believe in something bigger than your comfort. Proof that you refuse to stay hidden. Proof that you finally decided enough. You didn't find this by accident. Something in you was looking for permission to go all in. This is it. You have everything you need. The only thing left is the decision. So make it. Get up. Lock in. Grind. And if you want this kind of fuel every single day, subscribe to Motiverse. New videos dropping daily. To keep you locked in, keep you hungry, and keep you building the life you know you deserve, turn on notifications. Show up every day, because the only thing standing between who you are and who you're meant to be is the work you do between now and then.